Shoot your arrows! Cooper Kupp plucks it out of the air and gives the Rams the lead. Robert Woods, touchdown! LA! Goff goes crashing into the end zone. Aaron Donald almost beat the football there. Corey Littleton, have yourself a day. Picked off. Marcus Peters coming off the edge, and Ryan will be wrapped up by Clay Matthews. Everett in stride! Wow!
Franklin Myers gets his hand down there.
Weddle got a hand on it. Did he pick it? He did!
Racing down the sideline is Akeem Talib. Gurley for MVP! Touchdown LA!
Picked off by John Johnson.
Well, Dante Fowler, who is able to get to breathe. Greg Zuerlein sends the Rams to the Super Bowl! LA will play for the Lombardi!
Welcome back, guys, to another Downtown Rams podcast. It's episode 194. I'm your host, Jake Ellenbogen, along with Alexis Kraft, and this is another draft season episode. I know, very shocking, but we got three guys today. We have George Osafo-Adj from Kentucky. He's a guard. We have two other guys, and they are defensive linemen. We bring on Ira Lewis from Baylor and Doug Subtyl from Arizona State. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoy. And we're going to keep pumping these out because we got a lot of interviews left, and we don't have a lot of time until the draft. So we'll be pumping these out daily. So look for all of your interviews on Downtown Rams and enjoy. Before we do get to that, if you like what you hear, just a reminder, please be sure to subscribe and leave a review wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks, guys. Take care, and enjoy the show. All right, guys, joining the podcast, we have Ira Lewis, defensive lineman, Baylor. How's it going, man? Thanks so much for coming on.
It's my pleasure, man. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to talk to you and so excited to get this started. And, just to start it off, let's go back to the beginning. How old were you when you started playing football, and kind of how did you get into the game?
I started playing football. My dad wanted me to wait a little bit, so I didn't really start like at 5 or nothing like that. So I started playing football at 9. My dad was a football player, so that's always what I wanted to do.
Yeah, of course. And, starting from an early age, was there a favorite player you looked up to in the NFL?
Yeah, my favorite player was Mario Williams for the Houston Texans. I used to love watching him play a lot, and I'm big on watching D linemen and watching them work. So I also like Ray Lewis. You know what I'm saying? I like the way how he plays, the intensity of the game, the passion he has. So it kind of just always made me just love being around football and watching football. So.
Yeah, of course. And obviously, you played your college career at Baylor. What was the main factor for you in choosing to play at Baylor?
I really liked the school. My mom was always big on, me getting an education first. So I knew the school had a good education process, and Baylor was picking up the football team, and they just won the Big 12. So I thought it was just the best place for me to go.
Yeah, of course. And, you redshirted as a freshman, and, we talk to guys and they kind of have all different backgrounds. They have, instances where they started at a school that, may not have had the depth there to be able to even redshirt them. So they got thrown in the fire. Mm-hmm. We've had guys that, suffered injury. Mm-hmm. So, what was that whole experience? Because, the more and more we talk to people that have like a red shirt, I know Alexis redshirted, and, it's kind of just, it seems like something that helps you in the long run, kind of, sets you up. So, kind of like, what were your thoughts about that?
Like my high school coach, like he told me right away, he's like, I know you're going to want to play, but I think being redshirt is like the best thing for you. And like for any college athlete coming into their first year. And, at first I know I didn't really enjoy it at first, but then like, as I sit back and where I'm at now, I figured that it really helped me, to get to where I'm at, because learning the ins and outs And then, getting adjusted to the college life, it can be pretty hectic, and you trying to play and have jumble school at the same time and handle a lot of different things you ain't never done before. It can be a lot. So redshirting was like, it helped me learn a lot of things, and it helped me get better at football, and it helped me, graduate early. I just think redshirting was a great deal.
Yeah, of course. And I felt the same as well when I redshirted, and it definitely can give you an added layer of perspective and help you in the long run, as you mentioned, to just kind of learn the game and look at it from the outside. But, I'm sure it's hard to pick one, but do you have a favorite memory from playing college football?
Yeah, one of my favorite memories is, I think, is when we were playing OU and Baker Mayfield, is coming into town, and you know how Baker is. He's talking a little smack to us. This is a little rivalry, and one of my linebackers, Taylor Young, he smacks him, and then I joined in on a tackle. Me and Baker Mayfield and my teammate, we're just trash talking to him, and at the end of the game, we talked to him afterwards, and let him know like he thought we were some good players, and I told him he was a heck of a player, and it was just like fun. It was just, I never had that much fun playing in the college game, and I wish we could have won that game.
Yeah, absolutely. And what would you say is your biggest strength as a player?
I'd say my biggest strength as a player is, like, I think I'm really quick. Like, if I'm on stunts or movement, I really feel like I can know how to make O-lineman miss, and I can get penetration real quick in the backfield and make big plays.
Yeah, I definitely agree, just from watching some film of you. What is something that you're looking to improve on as the draft approaches?
I'm looking to improve on, just over my overall strength, just keep getting stronger. Just keep working on my pass first moves, getting a great first step, and making sure I'm using what I need to do on each and every play.
Yeah, and kind of doubling back, because I totally skipped a question I had in mind for you. Who would you say is the toughest player that you ever went up against in college?
Toughest player, I would have to say Kyler Murray. Playing that dude, we was all after him. We hitting him. He just keep getting back up like it wasn't nothing, just shaking off the hits, and he just kept making play after play after play, like it wasn't anything. So I'll say Kyler Murray for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can imagine that he would be a really tough guy to play against, and he's certainly very talented.
He also beat me in the state championship as well, so I know a lot about Kyler Murray.
Yeah, definitely. And kind of, going with this whole quarterback vibe, one of the questions we like to ask defensive guys that come on the show is, is there a quarterback that you most want to sack in the NFL?
I really want to sack Tom Brady. I think that would be like, if I get a picture of me sacking Tom Brady, I think, that'd just mean the world to me. Just that, like, I could die and go to heaven, like, 'cause that'd be like watching this man my whole life, getting a chance to sack the GOAT. That'd just be incredible.
We always get a kick out of it because we ask, anybody that comes on here, who would you want to sack, or who would you want to pick off, or who would you want to tackle? It's always Tom Brady. It's funny.
Who else? Who else would you want to? Like, you have a chance, like, I just sacked Tom Brady. Like, you can't tell me nothing.
Yeah, I'd probably say him or Aaron Rodgers if I had the athletic ability to do so. But
oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers is a great one too. Aaron Rodgers, I feel like would be a little harder.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. We talked a little bit about this off the air, but we did speak to one of your teammates, Derek Thomas. He is from my area. What are your thoughts? Getting to play with him and getting to play with Jalen Hurd as well. Two guys that are also entering this draft.
DT is a great dude, hard worker. He really came in with a great mindset and helped the defense out. He was an unspoken leader. So a lot of times, when things weren't going right, DT would come up, make a big play, or just lead by example. And that's sometimes what we needed on the defense. And then playing with Jalen Hurd, he's kind of like the same guy. He's a real quiet dude, real hard worker. And just anytime we needed a play, he was there. It felt like we could always count on him. And he's the same guy same character guy day in, day out. So that's a great dude.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, as Jake mentioned, when we had Derek on the show, we thought he was awesome and loved talking to him. And, obviously, we are a Los Angeles Rams-based podcast, and we ask every guy who's come on our show, have you met or talked with the Los Angeles Rams or scheduled any visits with them?
No, I haven't. Not yet. Hopefully, maybe in the future I could. But no, not really.
Well, I know I can speak for Jake on this as well. We both are big fans of you and would love to see you end up a Los Angeles Ram. But even if you don't, we'll be fans of you no matter where you go because we love watching you. We think you're a great guy. And I think you're going to have a very successful career. So hopefully it's on the Rams. But if not, we'll be fans either way. But just to kind of wrap it up, who is Ira Lewis as a person and who is he as a player?
Ira Lewis as a person, I'm a very caring, loyal person. I'll go to the great lengths for any of my friends, anybody that I care deeply about. And as far as Ira Lewis as a player, I'm a hard worker, and anytime you need a player or something to be done, I'm gonna be there to do it for you. So,
hey, love it, man. Thanks so much for coming on. We really appreciate it. We'll be rooting for you. Absolutely. Make sure you stay healthy. I think, the biggest key in this league is obviously availability, right? You have to be ready when your number's called. And,
right.
Just wish you the best of luck, man. Let's stay in touch.
All right. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yep. Have a good one, Ira.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, guys. Joining us on the podcast, we have Doug Subtyl, defensive lineman, Arizona State. How's it going, man? Thanks so much for coming on.
Oh, no problem. It's going very good. How about you?
We're good. We're excited to talk to you and, just learn more about you and your story because, you've talked a little bit about growing up in Haiti before and how, it wasn't easy because of poor living conditions and hurricanes and that type of thing. I mean, what lessons did that teach you? And what was it like when you moved to the United States when you were 13?
Yes, it was very hard growing up in Haiti and, being raised by a single mom. But he also taught me how to be humble, work hard, and appreciate every moment in life, But it's a good and bad. And let me see. What was the last two questions? My fault. It's on United States.
Well, yeah, I mean, you moved to the United States when you were 13. I mean, what was that like? Was it kind of a culture shock?
Yes, it was hard. It was a different culture, food, everything is different, and it was harder for me and my family and my siblings to pick up the English, and that was the hard one. It was very hard for me. English is the hardest language for me, and I was introduced to football and stuff, and that's when I started playing for my junior year.
Yeah, of course. And Doug, I want to ask you, when did you start playing football?
I started playing. Let me see. I tried for JV. It was my freshman year. And I didn't I was on a team, but I didn't actually play. I was just there just to show off, It's like a guy thing. And then my junior year, and that's when I started playing football and stuff.
That's awesome. And I'm just curious, did you watch the NFL growing up in Haiti, or did you know what the NFL was?
I didn't know nothing about football. In Haiti, I grew up playing soccer, and that was one sport we do well at. And when I got here to America, and that's when my cousin, he told me that I should start playing football and stuff, and I didn't understand it. Then I did a little research. I went on YouTube, trying to see videos and stuff, and I actually fell in love with football.
Yeah, that's incredible. I've heard, all different stories of, Joel Embiid, who is one of the stars in the NBA. I mean, he came over to the United States and he was just playing soccer and kind of just learned to play basketball just because he would watch old Hakeem Olajuwon tapes, just on YouTube. So it's kind of cool, hearing that because, it's like everyone has their own background and, you made the effort to learn the sport. So, and then obviously, you end up going to Arizona State. What was the main factor in choosing to play there after junior college?
For me, like I did some research about Arizona State, and there was I think top 5 or top 10. Every JUCO, they recruit a lot of JUCO players, and all of them graduated. And my mom always tell me go somewhere that's gonna be more about school, because football gonna end one day, and my paper education is still gonna be here. And I did my research, and I really liked the school, the coaches, and I got my degree there. I'm very thankful.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. And you played on a defense there with other players like Renell Wren, who he was on our show as well. And what was it just like to have those guys as your teammates? And what was it like to be part of such a great defense?
It was a great feeling. And I played with some great guys. Renell Wren, he's a great guy, humble, hardworking. And I learned a lot from him, and he motivated me to be the best version of myself.
Yeah, Renell came on here and he really stole the show. So yeah, I can definitely see that. He seems like a really good dude, and he definitely cares.
Is.
So,
yes, sir.
We love that, but asking you, I know it's kind of hard because it seems like you had a really good college career, but what was your favorite moment from playing, at Arizona State?
Oh man, I have a lot. I don't know where to start. I say my favorite memories from college. I say it's playing with my teammates, traveling to state with them, and having a great coach like Herm Edward. And it's really fun, just getting to know each other and stuff, share culture, and everything was good.
That's awesome. And you played, as we mentioned earlier, with a lot of talented players, but you also had to face a lot of tough opponents in college. Is there one guy who stands out to you as being the toughest guy that you went up against in college?
I think during every game I played some tough guys, but I'm not sure. I think Michigan State, it was that game. I don't remember his name, but I think he played guard, Taco Center. He was that guy. I think me and him got a little good competition.
Was that this year? Or was that a year prior?
It was this year. It was this year when we played Michigan State.
Oh, interesting. Because I wasn't sure if you were talking about Brian Allen, who actually is on the Rams, so that would have been kind of cool. But
oh yeah.
So the next question that I want to ask is actually kind of a fun question, and it's probably it shouldn't be. There might be more than one answer, but if you could pick one answer, who is the quarterback that you'd most like to sack in the NFL?
I say probably Lamar Jackson.
Ooh, good one.
I like that pick. Why do you say Lamar?
Yeah. I've been watching his college game, and he's one guy. Every defense, they scared of him because his speed, and he can throw the ball. And I feel like I can sack him. So I feel like he's one of the quarterbacks I want to sack the most.
Yeah, I mean, he was my number one quarterback coming into the draft last year.
Yeah.
Somebody that is just extremely hard to bring down, and he never gives up on a play. So
yeah,
it's almost like a trophy being able to sack him.
Yes, sir.
With that being said, we are a Los Angeles Rams podcast, so we have to ask you, have you met with the Los Angeles Rams or spoken with them?
No, I haven't met with any of them. They probably talked to my agent because I always give them my agent number. They probably talked to my agent.
Nice. Well, we, Jake and I are big fans of you, so we would love for you to end up in the Los Angeles Rams. But you know what? No matter where you end up, Jake and I are going to be fans of you because we just absolutely love your story and, think you're such a great guy and also think you're an amazing football player. So no matter where you go, we're going to be fans of you for life. We're very excited to watch you in the NFL. But, to wrap it up, the last question, that I have for you is, in your own words, who is Doug Subtyl as a person and who is he as a player?
A great guy, both on and off the field, and definitely someone you can count on. Caring, respectful, good personality, loving, sacking the quarterback. That's what I love doing. Just loving sacking the quarterback, and I'm fun around.
Definitely.
Yeah, we love it, man. We appreciate you coming on. We'll be rooting for you, echoing what Alexis said. And stay healthy. Good luck in the draft. Let's stay in touch, man.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Welcome back, guys, to the Downtown Rams podcast. We have George Osafo-Adj, guard, Kentucky. How's it going, man? Thanks so much for coming on.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Everything's going well, training hard and, just trying to get after it.
Yeah, for sure. And we're so excited, to talk to you because, we're fans of you, obviously. But just to get it started, I just want to know, how old were you when you started playing football and how did you get into the sport?
I was 13 and, I really got into it because my friends at school were just begging me to play. And I didn't really know much about football. So I went out one day and knocked some kids to the ground pretty bad. And I was like, okay, I could do this.
Oh man, that's funny. Gotta ask you, who's your favorite NFL player growing up?
Definitely Michael Turner. He was a running back for the Atlanta Falcons, and I don't know, I just liked his running style. He was kind of bigger, and back then I wanted to be a running back, but obviously that didn't work out.
Yeah, and then you ended up obviously playing at University of Kentucky. I mean, what was the main factor for you in choosing them as your school?
I had a good relationship with Coach Mara, and he was my main recruiter, and Coach Larman too. I just liked their vibe. They were just really real people, and I just decided I had been on 4 visits here, so I was pretty comfortable with the team, and it just felt right.
Yeah, of course. And, obviously playing at Kentucky, you went up against some top-notch opponents. Who was the toughest player you faced while there?
Definitely, I'd say Montez Sweat was, he was pretty hard to block. He was definitely a good player.
Yeah, and, you played, against obviously good guys, but on your own team, you played against guys like Josh Allen, Derek Beatty, Lonnie Johnson Jr. in practice. What was that like?
It was just that was just the atmosphere of practice every day, and that was what our team had. We just have a lot of talent, and it was just normal. We were just so used to playing each other. Me and Josh came in the same time early, and so we're just used to going up against each other, and definitely high intensity, but we're used to it.
Yeah, what was your favorite thing about Kentucky? Getting to play there, and of course, getting to go to school there.
Definitely the people I've met, teammates and just friends, and relationships I've built, and that's really what I like, honestly.
For sure, and it's probably tough to pick, but do you have a favorite memory from your time playing in college? Maybe a favorite play or a favorite game?
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely it was the Florida game last year when Carey rolled out the pocket and threw it to Bouvier for a touchdown. During the Florida game was probably my favorite moment. It was just, I could just hear the whole crowd just go silent, and it was just, that's when we knew we had them, honestly.
Yeah, now as a player, George, what would you say is your biggest strength?
My biggest strength, I would say just, athleticism and physical strength on the field.
Yeah, and is there anything that you're looking to improve on as the draft approaches?
Flexibility for sure. And, always football IQ, always football technique.
Yeah, of course. And how do you yourself prepare for like quicker defensive linemen as opposed to guys that are just pure power?
That's where you have to get your footwork right, and you just have to do extra things like maybe doing some ladder drills because you have to have quick feet in those games, and that's how you prepare against that.
Yeah, and this next question is just kind of a fun question that we like to ask just because we're curious of what your answer is. But if you had to pick one person, who do you most want to stonewall in the NFL?
Honestly, I don't have a specific person, but my goal is just to dominate every time and dominate whoever my opponent is. And that's really all I really care about. I don't really have a specific person.
Yeah, of course. And at the next level, who would you most want to block for?
I'd say Aaron Rodgers. He's an awesome quarterback, and I'm a fan of him. So, it'd be special to block for him. I take a lot of pride in that, honestly.
Oh, definitely. He for sure, I think, as you mentioned, would be someone great to block for. And he's, in my opinion, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So that would, be pretty cool to have a job protecting him for sure. But, we are a Los Angeles Rams based podcast. So we ask every prospect that comes on our show, have you met with the Los Angeles Rams or have you talked to them at all?
No, I haven't. And I've talked to them, but I have not been there yet for a visit.
Well, we certainly like to, hear that you've talked to them, but, Jake and I are going to be fans of you no matter where you go. Hopefully, you might end up a Los Angeles Ram, but no matter where you end up, we're going to be fans of you and follow your career for sure. But just to kind of no problem. And just to kind of wrap it up, in your own words, who is George Osafo-Adj, the player, and who is he as a person?
George Osafo-Adj as a player is a hard worker, very consistent player, very tough player, and as a person, a man of God, ambitious, and just a loving person.
Hey man, that's awesome. We're really happy you came on our show. Love talking with you, and obviously we'll be fans no matter where you go. We'd love to see you in Horns, but if not, good luck for the draft. Stay healthy, and let's keep in touch.
All right, thank you. And I appreciate this opportunity, too.
Yeah, of course. Thanks so much, George.
All right, thank you.